my name's Nick. Thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where I'm up to. Today I had the physio turn up, my new physio. It's the first time in 10 weeks I've had any kind of physio, and it wasn't actually a proper physio session as such. She introduced herself, got to know me, asked a load of questions, seen where I was up to, tested me hand movement, me leg movement, the foot, the arm, which is really bad, to be honest with you. It's nowhere near where it should be. And she's going to give me a call sometime later on in the week when she's in the office, and she can work out a time for the appointment. It's not going to be at home, it's going to be in a clinic. So hopefully that should work a bit better, to be more space, more facilities. I need it. 10 weeks is far too long to go without having that professional help. I'm not making the progress that I think probably I should make. I've not got worse. I have got better in that time, but not at the level and speed that I should do. So it's going to be good to be able to get in there and get the actual help I need. I'm looking forward to that. I will need to get someone to drop me off and pick me up because it's in town, and I hate having to rely on people for anything. Making them take time out for their day just to drop me off and pick me up, even though that's what I do for everyone else. I still feel guilty for doing it, but the sooner I get better, the sooner that'll stop. I've been feeling a bit weird the last couple of days as well. It's hard to describe, but over the last couple of days, all the stuff that was left, just the remainder of the stuff that was in my bedroom upstairs, is now down here. So that room's empty, and my nephew's moved into it. And I've been going through some of the stuff that's down here now. Things that have been in the back of the wardrobe or under the bed. Things I haven't seen for ages. And it's been bringing back a few memories, which has felt a bit weird. One of which was, my daughter was here yesterday. She's come to visit. And I said to her that I found a lot of the books that I read to her when she was 3 years of age. Things like the Gruffalo and the Gruffalo's Child, all those Julia Donaldson style books, Stickman, Zog, Dogs Don't Do Ballet, all these books. And she had this big smile on her face when I was telling her. So we came in here and we started looking through the books. She's taking them with her. She's doing childcare at college. So yeah, she was 2 or 3 when I was reading them to her. She turned 17 in 4 weeks' time. And it was just that feeling of where has the time gone. I don't want to say it was a feeling of nostalgia, but it was just that this is a memory. How has that suddenly happened? How are we 14, 15 years later on? How can that possibly have happened? I know it's just due to time, but yeah. So we had that. She took them with her, which I think is really good, because it was not making me sad, but just giving me this weird feeling that I'm talking about now. I don't know how to describe it, and I'm pretty good with words normally. Nostalgia is not the word I'm looking for, it's something else. But yeah, it's the same kind of thing that if you've watched any of my shorts, especially on here, I keep mentioning MASH and Red Dwarf, and I've been watching them a lot lately, and I find a comfort in familiarity, if that makes any sense. Times when I'm feeling a little bit off, I don't feel low or depressed or down or anything like that, but I'm just not feeling myself. I'm not feeling 100%. Being able to watch those shows, I don't know, I find that comfort in familiarity. Like Red Dwarf especially, I could put that on from episode 1, watch it all the way to the end, and then just go back and watch it all over again, because I do feel that comfort. I've watched it so many times and for so long, I almost sort of tune things out. I got it the other day when I was listening to music, and I listened to Talk, It's My Life, that album, and as soon as the song Calling the Night Boy came on, I was automatically just back in my bedroom in Holland, in Enschede, listening to it, because I listened to it over and over again. And it was nice to have that little bit of something where my mind went away from what I was thinking about and just went to somewhere completely different that I wouldn't normally think of. I think of Holland on a regular basis, but don't normally think of being sat in front of the stereo, and I can still see it now. Being sat in front of the stereo, listening to that album, the cassette that I bought. I remember buying that. I remember buying it in the shop in Enschede. So all these memories come flooding back. So it is that comfort and familiarity. That's probably the best way I can put it. In the same way that you get when you see a mate that you haven't seen in ages. You might not have seen them for years, decades even. And the second that you meet them, it's like you've never been apart. You start talking. It's those people that you can sit in silence with for 3 hours and not feel uncomfortable. And then just start talking and never stop talking for hours and hours. That comfort and familiarity. So I think that's what it is. Yeah. And I think, I feel that as well occasionally when I get this thing where I'm reminded I'm not well. I mean, I know I'm not well. My arm doesn't work, my hand doesn't work, I can't make toast. You know what I mean? Something as stupid as that, I can't make toast. I'd need someone to do that for me because I can't physically do it. How ridiculous is that? A grown man, you can't make toast. So I know it's not working. I know I'm not well, but I know how far I've come. So I don't let it get to me when I'm thinking, you're ill. I'm positive I'm doing better than I was. I couldn't walk, now I can. I can get upstairs and have a shower. I can do all these things. But there are times when occasionally I would just sit there and think, do you know what? You really are ill. I'm not just a bit ill, seriously ill. I have to remind myself that I've had a brain hemorrhage. You know, it's stupid, those words. People really shouldn't hear those words, because it's not nice. But I have to remind myself occasionally, yeah, you have had it and you are ill. And that gives me the same kind of thing where I need comfort, and I do find it in familiarity. So it's not like I get down. I had depression and anxiety in the past 4 or 5 years ago. I was on medication for 6 months just to get me through it. I was able to pinpoint exactly what it was that was causing me the issues, and I'm good at sort of noticing the triggers before they really happen. And I really needed that medication at that time. I don't need it now. I don't think I've been in a position where, even having the stroke, lying in a hospital bed, I don't think I got to that point where I was thinking, I'm depressed, I need help. I knew where I was, I knew what was going to happen, or at least I did after I got talking to the nurses and things. I wasn't depressed about it. I was more, I've had a second chance, don't throw this away. And I think I'm the same pretty much in life now. And I know depression and anxiety, it's not what people think it is. It's not you're feeling down, you're feeling low. I know it's a chemical imbalance, but I've managed to catch myself before I get to that point where I end up in the spiral that, unfortunately people end up in. So it's nothing like that. I think what it is, things like Red Dwarf, MASH, the right album, it's like a hug from a friend. And there can be times where you can't get a hug from a friend. 3 o'clock in the morning when you're awake, there's no one around you. You need to find that hug any place you can. I think we're quite lucky. Social media can provide some horrible things, some nasty things, but it can also provide a lot of goodness. I think in the community that we've found on YouTube and that I'm sort of part of, around Embrace the Suck and Alias in the Nation and Kevin T7, I think I've been quite lucky to stumble upon a very nice community of like-minded people who are always there. And the same with my Twitter followers. people I interact with on Twitter. I tweeted yesterday, I hope sleep comes soon and stays, and I didn't realise, all I meant by it was, I hope I fall asleep quickly tonight and that I don't wake up during the night and have a decent night's sleep. And unfortunately, some people read it like I was hoping never to wake up ever again. So I got DMs of people, and it made me feel really guilty that I've made people feel that way. So I need to be careful about how I word things, I think. But it was nice to know people are out there, are caring and are willing to provide that support and to question when things don't seem right. So like I say, I think I've got that with the YouTube community and with my Twitter family over there as well. But yeah, occasionally we need that hug, and you will as well. So it's just finding where that hug is. If you're lucky, you might have that person lying next to you in bed that you can wake up and just say, I'm feeling low, I need a hug, and you will get it. And if you don't, you can always message someone, or you can find the music, the TV show, the film, whatever it is, find that comfort in familiarity, because it really does work. Anyway, I've rambled on for far too long now. I just thought I'd let you know. Physio starting up. Here we are, 11 minutes later. Yeah, physio starting up again. And my daughter's starting the driving lessons next month. And I'm old. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. Anyway, be safe, be sound, peace and vibes. Speak to you soon.